So Markelle Fultz played basketball last night for the 76ers. I think there were some interesting things that came up. Number one, it seems like he's getting a little more comfortable with his release. Had a made free throw. Of course, he made at least one three-pointer in the preseason. He had this shot, which looked pretty okay, this mid-ranger around the free throw line. And because he's a talented player, and the jump shot stuff has overshadowed his abilities to do other things, he made some nice plays. This pass here was good. TJ McConnell just couldn't handle it. However, there were some things that I felt were a little disheartening, mainly about his confidence with that jump shot. So he did this a couple times where he'd be in a pick and roll and he'd dribble himself into trouble. If we back it up, right here, the old Markelle Fultz takes that three-pointer with not much hesitation. And he actually had a similar opportunity here to take a pull-up mid-ranger. Baines was backing up on him and he chose not to attempt that one. We had another play where, similar situation, he just kind of over-dribbles, doesn't know what to do, kills the possession pretty much. There's an opportunity for something right here, whether it's get Gordon Hayward on your back. But even after he bailed out of the play once, this is a long two-pointer, or it could be a step-back three. This play, a similar one where the Celtics were just daring him to take these long shots, and he just never really went up with it. Another one here, that's a lot of space Al Horford's given him. He could have went up for the three-pointer there. And then this possession as well, where he gets himself into trouble because he keeps on going towards the rim. I think he's more comfortable with that 10-foot jumper, whereas he had another three-point attempt that he could have shot up right here. This is a lot different from how he was in Summer League, where he was super comfortable with taking as many outside shots as he wanted to. It was a big reason why he went number one, right? Is because of his combination of shooting and dribbling, where if you dared him to do one, then he was just going to kill you with the other. A lot of these Summer League clips are also really reckless as well, which is fine given how good of a shooter Fultz was supposed to be coming out of college. Now, of course, it's only one game, so we shouldn't go too nuts. But I think the biggest takeaway is that it seems that this Markelle Fultz, the one who's just going to shoot a three-pointer with a guy right in his face, may not be there anymore. And I think that says a lot about where he believes his jump shot is, right? I mean, if he's most comfortable taking these awkward 12-foot jumpers, then that's going to be a tough time. Now, another thing, and I don't think this is really Fultz's fault, it's just the way the Sixers play. They don't call that many pick and rolls, which I think caters to Fultz the most. Their offense is basically Embiid post-ups, Simmons in transition, JJ Redick just moving along the floor basically until he gets open. And a lot of those plays last night resulted in Fultz just kind of standing in the corner. So I would hope that moving forward, Brett Brown can find ways to get Fultz a little more involved. But the status quo of this team has been established, right? It's Simmons and Embiid carry the load, and then everybody else plays off of that. So it's going to be an adjustment period. But you think about it like this. If this is day one where Fultz is going to be slowly adjusting to the team rather than just throwing him to the wolves and having him run the offense, then I think that could be a good thing, right? I like the fact also that it seems Fultz was down for this. He was content with not having a big box score game. Seems like a guy who doesn't want to step on anybody's toes, wants to figure it out slowly. That's good. So it's basically just a waiting game. When will Philly and Fultz get a little bit more comfortable to get aggressive and all that? Hopefully we do see the Summer League Fultz at some point this season, even if in just flashes. But based on game one, it's probably going to take a little bit for his confidence to get there.